Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing out there today? Hello. Welcome to another magnificent Monday here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that your day has been wonderful already and you are excited about what is to come, not just on tonight, but the rest of your life. I hope you're already excited about everything that is coming your way. Listen, I'm so excited that each and every one of you that is already here have joined me on tonight, and those that will be joining, those that will catch the replay. Everybody, I'm just excited for each and every one of you to be in our midst in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Gwen Finley, Miss G. That's me. And so I'm excited tonight about what we are going to be talking about. Listen, I am really excited about this subject tonight. I think I got myself a little excited and I'm ready to just chat with you on tonight. Just hanging out here solo. But guess what? I've got some great stuff in my heart to share with you, and I'd love for you to join me even in the chat with your comments, and we can chat back and forth. So let me just first start by saying again, welcome to all of our first-time viewers. All of our original and family members that join us every week or whenever you catch us. Those that are hanging out here already in the lounge, thank you so much for popping in. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you over there, Jasmine. Go ahead and let me know that you're here. Give me some love over in the chat. Hey, Miss Linda, how you doing? How you doing? I am excited to be here with each and every one of you. Just let me know that you're here. And then also, if you could do me a great favor and take a moment and just share this stream and let somebody else know that they need to be here. They really need to be here to hear what we're going to talk about on tonight. So go ahead, don't be selfish. Share, and share alike, right? Okay, well, hello, Miss Barbara Harris. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for being here. Good evening, Deborah. Thank you, Evangelist. Glad to see you here. Listen, New York in the house, and I don't know where everybody else. We got Virginia in the house. We got, I'm sure we've got others coming. I know Florida was in the house already tonight. So listen, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Those that are just joining, I am Gwen Finley. I am your host. I am a visionary author and coach, and I love helping to just help people to even to just pique your interest on what you can do with the vision that you have. A visionary coach is who I am. I love talking about vision. I love even reminding individuals of how important their vision is to their destiny. Last night, I was excited. I listened to a message about vision, and boy, I tell you, it got me excited all over again because sometimes we are so caught up that we don't allow our vision to really see what it sees. But there was so much that went on in that, and one day I'll even share some of what I heard in that message. It was actually a church and a preacher that was preaching, but it was such a good point. Some good points out of there. But tonight we're going to talk about some great things that I know all of you are already working on. I know all of you are already moving in some areas in your life so that you can let your vision come to pass, come to life, so that you can allow your vision to speak. Yeah. So let me just back up once again. I did say I'm a visionary author, and I have authored 2 books. So my first book is Let the Vision Speak. I love, as I said, talking about vision. So let the vision speak. And then my second book, which I recently released, is Perfectly Flawed The Diamond Status. Now, both of my books actually do lead into talking about vision, talking about, actually just going forth and allowing your dreams and your visions to come to fruition and to become manifested in the earth. And I was talking a couple of weeks ago, and I talked about some of the things that we do. We have so much inside of us, and many of us, we're afraid to allow ourselves to let some of the things that are inside of us come on out, live, move, and breathe, right? But we have to make sure that we leave even our legacy right here in the earth, even that while we're here and when we're gone. Because while we're here, people need what you have. If you're here in the earth, if you were born with something that someone needs. We all are the answer to someone else's problem. I believe I heard my bishop say that on this week, or someone. But we all are the answer to someone else's problems. We all are the answers to someone else's need. And so whatever you have inside of you, it's not for you. It's not for you. It's for you to share with others. It's for you to help build this kingdom. It's for you to help bring the earth into a place of fullness and wholeness. So you must let go of those things that are inside of you. You can't just hold it in and expect something great to happen. All right. So tonight I want to talk to you. Hey, Helen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the rest of you popping on in here. Go ahead and let us know in the chat that you're here. We're excited to have you here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Now tonight, I don't know if you saw the announcement for the show. So tonight we have an amazing subject. We're going to be talking about, talking about goal getters get the gold. Goal getters get the gold. I'm excited to even talk to you all about this. As I said, it's just so much that I could say about it, but we're gonna limit it. I'm not gonna talk a real long time tonight, and my sinuses are actually getting ready to start doing something. So now, I don't want you to get scared just because I say gold getters get the gold. We're not talking about gold digging. We're not talking about everything is not about money. But sometimes getting the gold means more than just getting something of value that has a monetary value to it. But getting the goal sometimes can just mean getting the prize, getting to the end, finishing what you started. So goal getters get the goal. And this is something that was dropped into my spirit to share with you on tonight. Now, many of us, we set goals all the time, but how many of us actually reach those goals? How many of us have set goals and we decided this month I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to make sure that I complete everything that I put my mind to and that I've decided that I'm going to do. I'm going to do it all, right? So we always come up with a plan, but how much of our plan actually gets played out? How much of our plan actually gets the attention that it needs? And so tonight I want to talk to you about goal getting. You got to get your goals and you've got to get your goals. In other words, you got to put some goals into play. You've got to make an action plan, and we talked about this in some way in pretty much every week that we've talked. But let's just focus on this and narrow it down on tonight. So first thing I want to do is let you know what an actual goal is. And I know you're smart. I know we got some intelligent people out there, and I know you already know. But let's just define it the way it comes to us out of one of the dictionaries. It said the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or a desired result. Hmm, that's a real good, especially I love that last part, the first part and the last part, the person's ambition, and then the last part, the desired result. Because a lot of times we have ambition, we want something, but we don't know where we want to end up. We want something because we see somebody else with it, or, whatever the reason is. And then we don't know where we really want to end up. So tonight we're talking about the goals, which will have an expected end, which will have an end that we want to achieve and attain. And so that's what we're talking about on tonight. And then in between this ambition or desired result is effort. Effort. In other words, as we said, you've got to do something. You can't be lazy. You can't be sitting around lackadaisical, as people like to say, and expect to get a result. And we talked about that being the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So you've got to have some kind of plan. You've got to have some kind of goal. The big picture. Put the big picture out there. What's the big picture? What are you really trying to achieve? Right? So that's what your goal is going to give you, that big picture. That's the object, that big picture of what you want to achieve. All right. Now, don't y'all get scared over there. Y'all come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Let me know that you're listening. Let me know you're still here. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Let's chat about it together. All right. So now we talked about the definition of a goal. So the first thing I want you to do, and if you have a pen, if you have, you can screenshot whatever. Just take some of this info down. I'm just going to give you the outline, the basic outline. And my first one is to actually create goal outlines. Outlines always work. If you want to do a speech, outlines work. If you want to do a business plan, outlines work. If you want to do goals, outlines work. So create yourself an outline, right? The outline is going to tell you, okay, I have this framework, and this is what I know is going to encapsulate the information that I am going to put in here to get me to that final result. Okay, that's what these outlines are. So put your outline. Create your goal outlines. What do you want your goals to include? Your outline should list your goals according to their respective levels of importance. So the first thing you want to do is list them in their level of importance. How important is this goal? Does this need to be your first goal that you attack, or your second goal, your third goal? Put it in the level of importance. List it. And maybe sometimes you might not start out that way. You might start out listing your goals that you want to achieve. And you may find out as you go along, well, it was probably more important for me to do B before I did A. Okay. And that's okay too. But you have to go back and adjust your list. And that's okay. All right. So there's nothing wrong with making adjustments as you go along and you see the need to make adjustments. But as long as you have that information out there to let you know where you're going. All right. So the next thing you want to do is include each goal that requires more detailed planning. So in your outline, you're going to include those goals that needs to get more details. So now I have in my outline, I have water. I need to know more about water. Okay, so my outline has soda, water, juice. What do I need to do to get the right kind of water? What do I need to do to get the right amount of water? Those are the things that's going to go under your point of that outline. Okay. All right. And the next thing you want to do is create a checklist for each task that will help you with the completion of that goal. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I was on the right track. Thank you, Jasmine. You always come and help me and let me know that I am moving in the right direction. I appreciate that. So yeah, and I the reason I am really sharing this is because a lot of times we do things just haphazardly, and I've done it this way. I've done it that way for many years now. Like I told you before, I always love writing things out, and I'll write and I'll write and I'll write, and then the books will go sit over on the shelf, and then I'm just going about trying to do things without actually a plan. And I found out that just like I'm going around trying to do it without the plan, that's exactly how haphazardly my outcome is because I did not follow the plan that I had. I did not follow the outline. So, this is really an important factor in your success. Your success can be for whatever it is. Are you a writer? You want to figure out what you need to do to get your books together or to get your book together. You got to get your outline. You've got to get your thoughts together. Put it down on paper. If you want to be a cook, what do they tell you? Write down your recipe. Get your ingredients. Write it down. Outlines. These are outlines. All these things are, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you are a hairdresser. If you don't come up with some plans and some things, yes, sometimes your creativity will just pop in. But if you don't have all of the products that you need, if you don't have all the equipment that you need, guess what? You're not going to be able to do what you need to do. So it really doesn't matter what you do, even if you are a cleaner, a janitor, or industrial, whatever they want to call it. You got to make sure you have the right broom, the right mop, the right whatever it is that you need. Every area requires you to have a plan and to be able to bring that plan into play the proper way, right? Now, you can do it all haphazardly, as I said, but you're just going to give yourself extra work. So, why not create a plan? Why not get your goals and then go with your plan? All right. So now, what are we up to? We just created that checklist for each task that will help the completion of the goal. So the checklist, each goal, each task that you need to do to complete that one goal, you need a checklist. Did I do A, B, C, and D to get to my desired goal for number one? Did I do all the things necessary to get this completed? So these are the things that are going to go on your checklist. All right. All right. Now, I was going to have all of that written out for you, and I do apologize, but so I just have the simple outline areas that I'm doing right now. And you know what? But I'm going to have a whole class, so you can join the class and you'll get the entire course and you'll get the entire details. All right. Next. Choose realistic goals. Child, y'all know sometimes we just want to be superwoman. We want to do what we see everybody else do. We want to do what we think should be done, even though we have not really figured out how to get to where we need to go. So let's make sure that our goals are realistic. Anybody ever create a goal and you found out later that was just so unrealistic? Anybody out there? Come on, just let me know what your thoughts are. I can throw in right here. I'll throw in my weight loss journey. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. Um, and I will tell you that I've done this several times. When I came to Virginia, Next year will actually be 30 years I came to Virginia, and I weighed a specific amount. And, when I got here, somebody was asking me about it today. When I got here, number one, we didn't have planes, trains, buses, subways, and all of that like we used to have. We didn't have sidewalks hardly, so we didn't do. Even I put up a picture recently about the boardwalks. We used to walk a lot. We used to get on the bus and walk from point A to point B to get to the bus stop, and get on the train and walk from point A to B to get on the train, and all those things, and then go walk around the supermarket. We did not do Instacart and you know, uh, order online and go sit there and wait while somebody else put your groceries in the back. We didn't have all that. So we were constantly moving. And so weight loss was not really something that I had to worry about a whole lot because I was always on the go, always on the go. But when I came to Virginia, two things happened. Number one, I did more of not moving around, but moving around in a car. I moved around a lot, but most time it was jump in the car, drive over here, jump out the car, jump in the car, drive over there, jump out the car. And the second thing was a lot of times we was jumping out of the car into the buffet. All right. Listen, the buffet will get you in trouble every time. We moved down here and we found Ryan's and we found Duff's and we found this restaurant and that one. Listen, all of these places we found with all these yeast rolls and all that kind of stuff. Now, we love to eat in New York, don't get me wrong. But like I said, we were burning those calories. So when I came here, I weighed one thing. But over the years, my weight just went way up. So I gained probably 70 pounds, at least 70 pounds. Now, I know for some people that's not a whole lot to lose, but I love to eat. I love sweets. I love all those things. So now, as a person who has been on a weight loss journey for time number whatever, I had to this time really come and put myself a goal. I never did that before. I worked with the weight management doctor, and she used to say to me, "What do you want to do?" I was like, I don't care. I just want to lose a little bit of weight. And I lost a little bit of weight and gained it right back and actually gained more. But this time I really got focused, and I put some goals together. And the goals, some of them I have already achieved, and some I'm still working towards. But I had to put that outline of number one, what was my end goal? That's I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, but what was my end goal? What was the thing that I really wanted to be my desired outcome? But also in between there, what were some of the goals that I was going to reach? I wanted to make sure that I don't just balloon up and down after I lose the weight. What can I do to help myself to keep the weight off as I lose the weight? So one of the things is now learning in between that weight loss, I had to also put as a goal learning how to eat better. Now, I'm not saying that I diet. I don't diet. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't diet. But we had a joke today at work, and I said to someone in front of the doctor that there's nothing that's not good to eat or not good, something like that. And he was like, yeah, okay. So, we can do heroin, we can do, I was like, no, 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 that's not what I mean. But as far as food is concerned, a lot of times we think that we have to eliminate everything. But really, when you do that, you crave more. And so then your goals, you're not really going to reach because you're going to be missing it and you're going to be trying to get what you missed. But I learned some tricks in between there, and I'll talk to you about that one day too. But one of the tricks that I learned is don't deprive yourself. Don't deprive yourself of a lot of things that you like, but learn how to treat yourself instead of having a daily dose of chocolate cake or butter pecan ice cream. Don't do that. Just treat yourself. And when you treat yourself, you get a taste of what you want. And then when you get a taste of it, put it away. You don't need it anymore. Throw it away. Whatever. Yes, yes, yes. Reach that better end. And so, you can do it. Now, I will say I have help because I am a diabetic. And so I don't want to mislead anybody. I've said that before, and I'll tell you more about that another time. I am a diabetic, so I've had medication that has helped me. But I'll tell you this, I know plenty of patients that we have that is doing the same thing I'm doing, but they're not getting the same outcome. Why? Because they have not put the same plan into play. They have not created goals. They have not followed their goals and their guidelines. They have not figured out some things they need to do. And so, this is what we're talking about today. Your goals have to be realistic. Make sure that it's something that you know that you're going to be able to achieve by doing it in a way that works for you. There's some people that I know, some people who they can gain weight and then they could decide that they're going to lose weight, and they could lose weight so quickly. But everybody can't do that. So what's realistic for you? What can you do that's going to help you? So I found that to be a way for me. Exactly, Linda. Everything in portions. I've learned there's a bakery, and I'm sure many of you have heard it, especially if you're here in Virginia and even some other states. There's a bakery. I don't know if you call it a bakery, but a store, whatever. Uh, Nothing but cakes. I love me some nothing but cakes, right? And when I first found it, I would go and I would buy 4 or 5 of the bundt cakes, and I could eat a whole one at a setting. But what I learned was it's so sweet, it's so rich. I love it. And so my sister and them, they think I'm crazy sometimes. So what I started doing was, if I wanted to treat myself, remember we just talked about treating yourself. So I want to treat myself. I would buy the one buntlet, which is probably no bigger than this, right? One buntlet, whatever flavor I like. And if I buy two, that's fine too, because as Tabitha Brown said, that's my business. But I would take one and I would leave it out on the counter. The other one I would put in the freezer, right? And then I would eat this much of it every day or whatever days I feel like it. And if I eat this much of it today, that's all I'm going to have. This much. Wait, let me get my hand right so you can see. So I would cut it. And my sister then was like, how do you do that? I mean, literally, that thing would last me a couple of days because I'm not going to eat it all in one setting. I love it. But I just treated myself. That's my little snack at the end of eating my meal, at the end of my day, whatever. And that is how I would get myself to be able to enjoy my snack, right? And then if I want the other one, I take it out the freezer, just sit it on the counter, and it thaws out so well. And I do the same thing. And it may be months later. I don't do it all concurrently, for 3 weeks or anything like that. So you got to learn little things that will help you to reach your goal. So then what I started doing was I stopped buying them. And now, if I want it, I'll treat myself every now and then. So I got myself to a place where I stopped because I was really addicted to sugar. I was addicted to sweets real bad, real bad. And so I would have bags of candy and all that kind of stuff around here. But I got myself to the place you can't come in here right now. You can find some lollipops that somebody gave me for Valentine's on Valentine's Day, but or around Valentine's Day. But other than that, you're not going to find any cake, any cookies, any of those things in my house. But if I feel like I just want a little something, I get a little something. If they have something at work, I get a little something, and that's it. and then I just treat myself. So I have a goal and I'm trying to reach my goal. So I set aside a realistic goal that can help me to reach and achieve my end goal, right? So choosing realistic goals. Number one, create goals that allow you to achieve your end goal. Okay, so we talked about that. Number two, create goals that match your level of experience. If you are going to be, if you want to be a coach, let's say, if you want to be a coach, there is no point in you creating a goal to be a coach to the medical team if you're not medical or you have no medical education, unless you're going to be a mental health coach to them or something that you got mental health under your belt. But what can you coach me on if you know nothing about the medical business? What can you coach me on in the medical world? Nothing, right? Except how to do generalized things. So get something that's realistic, something that matches your level of experience. I'm a nurse. I'm not going to try to coach doctors. It's not going to work for me. I'm a nurse. Now I could probably, talk to them a little bit and encourage them and all that, but I can't coach them. I can't coach them on how to approach a surgery when they have to go in there or how to approach certain things. I cannot coach them on that. That does not match my level of expertise or experience. Okay? So choose realistic goals. Number three, consult with experts who have the skills and knowledge that you need to achieve your goals. Now, a lot of us, especially women, we are, self-sufficient. I could do this by myself. I don't need no help, blah, 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 blah. As I said to you all in some other sessions, I love, love, love going to these different workshops, even online, virtually, or whatever, or going in person, whatever, because listening to the experts, listening to the people who have experienced these things or listening to the people who have achieved where I'm trying to go, even if it's not in my direct field. If I know that a person has come from being a full-time worker on at a business, but now they're going to being an entrepreneur and having their own business, and leaving the 9 to 5. I can listen to anybody talk about that, right? Because I can listen to how they put their life into perspective and see how they made some transitions. Now, I cannot understand maybe how they walked off of this type of job and was able to transfer the experience there over here. But it will help me to understand how they were able to use whatever they had to it transfer it over here, right? So you can listen to those who have already gone where you're trying to go, all right? And choose people who are close into what you are trying to do. Hey, cousin, love to see you. Thank you so much. So yeah, that these are choosing your realistic goals. Now we're almost finished. We're almost finished. I've got three more, but I promise you these three are going to be quicker than the first two. The first two were my wordiest. All right. So we're up to C. I gave you A, which was use goal outlines, B, which was choose realistic goals. Now we're up to C, research your planned outcome. So it's similar to what I just said about, going to find the experts, but even more than just the people, research your expected outcome. If you want to open a daycare, there is no sense in you going to a restaurant to find out how they did their restaurant. You need to go find out how the daycares, how well are they progressing? How are they making it? What is making giving success to these daycares? Some daycares are doing some really fantastic things now for children, and some are doing some not so great things. I just saw a story that was horrifying where they were, and I think I shared it on my page, where they didn't know how to handle the kids, I guess, so they decided they're going to open a daycare, but they didn't know how to handle the kids, so they started putting these patches on the kids to keep everybody quiet. You drugging the kids. You're drugging the kids. So they disguised the patches as stickers and put them on the kids not knowing. And then before their parents would come to pick them up, they would take the stickers off. And the kids, when they got home and they're not going to daycare, they was trying to figure out what was wrong with the kids. Kids having withdrawal. Well, you should not have a daycare, sweetie. That's just not something you should be doing. Maybe you should go work with the drug addicts or something, help the addicts that is going through withdrawals and stuff and help them. I mean, something else, but definitely not the daycare. So make sure that you research your planned outcome. Check the ratings on other businesses that are already where you're going. There's so many people out there. Yeah, wow, it's a crazy story and it's very true. But there's so many people out there they're doing business, they're just doing marvelous things. You can look at, you can scroll Facebook, you can scroll Instagram. There are businesses, just check it out and see what people are doing, not to pattern yourself after in a way that you're trying to be a copycat or plagiarize their business, but in the way that you're trying to gather the information, get the get all of the statistics. Does this business work better for women? Does it work better for men? Does it work better for adults, for senior citizens? Get the statistics and get the analytical um, uh, parts that you need to get in order to find out if how you can not only make this business yours, but how you can also do what is good in your area where you live. Because when I moved to Virginia, it was a totally different world than New York. It was so much difference that it was culture shock. It was literally culture shock. And even though I came down from nursing, when I got down here, nursing was a totally different world. And I was like, Lord Jesus, I used to go to New York every weekend, looked like I was going back to New York because I just couldn't wrap my mind around some of the things that was happening in Virginia. Well, I've been here now almost 30 years. So, now I'm accustomed to the way things are here, and I figured out more what works here, what does not work here. Even as an employee, I figured out what works here, what does not work here. you know, Now, not to say that I conformed to everything they did. I did not, because some things they wanted me to do, I just wasn't doing it. I remember going in the nursing home one day, working in the nursing home, and they wanted me to wash out the patient's stained underwear by hand. I said, sis, we have overcome. We're not doing that. Not in a facility yet. No, y'all got washing machines. Throw that thing in the washing machine. Well, the stain, this should not go in it, honey. Throw them away and get you some new ones. That's all I can tell you. I did not come here. I did not go to nursing school to come here and wash. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, now if that was my job, if I was the laundry lady or something like that, you can tell me to do whatever you want me to do. But I'm the nurse. I came here to be a nurse. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a nurse. Now, and that was because, like I said, it was culture shock. I came from up here and they did things totally different. They had people who did laundry and did all that stuff. We never touched that. I came down here. As nurses, some of the nurses do the laundry. You go into these assisted living facilities, you got the nurse doing everything. They're cooking. They're doing everything now. Maybe they're doing that up in New York now. I don't know. But here, for sure, you might get behind that stove and cook. You might do this, that, 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 that. Some things you just have to say, okay, no. So let's research your planned outcome. Check the ratings on other businesses that are already where you're going. See what's successful. See what works. See what doesn't work. See what areas you need to, invest in, and what areas you don't need to invest in. What equipment do you need? What kind of staffing do you need? Check out all of the details and work your way towards that. All right. So next to last one, D, set financial parameters to achieve your goals. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible, and somebody just read this the other day, but I've read it several times. And it says, what man having a vision or whatever to do whatever business does not first count up the cost? Uh, Set your financial parameters. Make sure that it's something that you're capable of doing. If you're going to go and you want to start selling food and you can't afford a restaurant, go see if you can invest in a food truck. Maybe one day your food truck will bring in the income to pay for your restaurant. But right now, you don't have restaurant money. But there may be other options. Maybe you can find investors. Think about what it is that you're getting ready to do. Make sure that you are staying within the financial parameters that you can work with. That does not mean that you have all the money. That's not what I'm saying. But what is it that you are you capable of getting a grant? Are you capable of getting a bank business loan? Are you capable of paying back a bank business loan in case your business does not go through? All of those things are things that you have to consider, because just because somebody gives you a loan does not mean that your answers are all have been closed out. No, now you got to pay that loan back. And what if your business does not do what you thought it was going to do? Do you have plan B to pay that business loan back? Do you have another way to execute your business if your store doesn't work out? Do you have another way to execute your ministry if this church building don't work out? Do you have an alternative plan? Do you have a plan B? Right? You don't want to wake up the next morning and you need a plan B. That's a little joke right there. All right, so that's what you need to think about. Number D, set your financial, or letter D, set your financial parameters to achieve your goals. Make sure you're working within your parameters, not somebody else's, because everybody's faith is different. So if your faith does not reach out as far as $3 million, don't go getting a $3 million loan. You know what I'm saying? Start out with your $25,000 loan and work your way up. It's okay. It's okay if you don't have the faith that the next person has. You got to sometimes build your faith. Sometimes you got to work on your faith, right? And what did the scripture say? Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. So it's not that you sin because you don't have enough faith for $3 million, but do you have enough faith for $25,000? Work there and work your way up, right? Because you got to pay this back if something should happen. So, now it's not even really faith. Now it's common sense. Come on, chat with me. Chat with me. What y'all thinking over there? I'm at my last one. I'm at my last one. Letter E. Be sure. Now this one is for everybody. I don't care what you're doing. E. Be sure that your goals align with your destiny. Now, I'm going to talk about this. In the end, we are, and I think, why am I still on B? Lord, Y'all didn't even tell me I wasn't giving y'all C, D. All right, I'm sorry. I had my banners here. I forgot to pop them in for you. All right, E. All right, make sure that your goals align with your destiny. Yes, Jasmine. Yes, yes, yes. They have got to align with your destiny. So the main thing, and I put it last on purpose, but the main thing is this what God intends for you to do? Is this in the will of God for you? Alignment with your assignment. Girl, you better go ahead now. That'll preach. Alignment with your assignment. Like I said before, and I've been guilty myself. A lot of times we see other people doing things a certain way, and we think that I would like to do that. I can do that. I see myself doing that. You may, but that's not what God sees you doing. So you need to talk to the Father. Good evening, Kim. Thank you so much for joining me. You need to talk to the Father and make sure that your goals align with your destiny, or his destiny for you is how I should have worded it. Make sure that your goals aligns with his destiny for you. So this is when you go back and you consider your vision. So, I'm always going to revert to vision. Vision, as a visionary, your vision comes from the visionary, right? Your vision comes from God. He puts these visions and dreams inside of you. So if he did not give you the vision, he's not going to give you the provision, and it's not going to line up with your destiny. So now you have to make sure that you are in covenant with God. You have to make sure that you are in communication with God. You have to make sure that you're praying and that you are seeking his will for your life. Yeah, I went there because that's the only way. You got to make sure that this is what God wants you to do. This is where God wants you to go. This is who he wants you to reach. You've got to make sure that your goals are not just your fantasy and your fairy tale, but you got to make sure that your goals align with the destiny that God has for you, right? I got an agreement over there from Jasmine. Anybody else over there agree with that? Anybody else over there agree with that? And once you do that, if you are in his will, and as we say all the time, your vision, the vision that God has for you, he's going to make provision for that vision, right? It may not come as you want it to come. It may not come when you want it to come, but he's going to make that provision for you. Some people, I've seen people who say, I've tried to do, I tried to start my business before and it didn't work out. And I tried it, and it didn't work out. And I just kept trying. I kept trying. Yeah. And that's all good. But when it really worked out is when it lined up with God's will. That's when it lined up. We sometimes, like I said, we sometimes want to do it, and God gives us a vision and we jump. Oh, God told me, it's just like we talk a lot of times about, in ministry. God told me I'm gonna preach. So now you go and buy a robe. Child, put that robe in the closet. You ain't ready. You ain't ready. Right? So or whatever. Even, God told me that I'm gonna sing on big stages. And so you go and you audition for America's Got Talent. And those people hurt your feelings. And then you go sit down somewhere. Not that you couldn't sing, it's just not your time. So start where he wants you to start. Make sure that your goals align with it. Like I said, sometimes we create the outline. But some people want to go from step one to the the final destiny or the final destination, the final goal, the final result. You're not there yet. You've got to work to get there. Now, God can do anything, and He can take you from from the pit to the palace if He wants to. But if that's not the vision that He has for your life, that's not the way you need to go. So, in all of that, my final thing to you is, ladies, go for the goal. Go for the goal. If you got your goals, if you've got your outlines, if you've got your plan and your vision, and you know God spoke to you, and we should never stop praying to hear what God is saying about even the path that we're on, the business that we have, the vision that we've, started working on, or the dreams that we've already started manifesting. We should never stop praying. Just because you have a vision and you've got an outline and you got a plan and you got goals does not mean that you should stop praying, because there are sometimes things that we don't even see that come across. And if you're not hearing from God every step of the way, you may make the wrong detour, you may make the wrong turn. So continue to pray that God will give you direction in every area of your vision, every area of your dream, every area of your goal outline. Make sure that you are in alignment with His vision for your goal. All right, go for the goal, ladies. The goal, as I said, does not necessarily mean money. We always talk about gold as, I want to get the coins. I want to get some coins. Yes, they come. They will come. But there's more than just the coins. The goal can also just be the prize, right? And the prize is valuable. And the prize is completing your assignment. The prize is doing the will of God. The prize is getting to the end result. He said He has a plan for us. He has a plan for you. Oh, thank you so much, my love. I tell you, my cousin is amazing. I love her. But He has a plan for you. He has a plan for your life. He said, I know the thoughts and the plans that I have towards you. Plans to give you a future and a hope, or an expected end. The end is not going to be the end, like it's over and then you have nothing. In the end, you will get the goal, but go for the goal by going with goals. All right, y'all. Listen, I'm done. I'm done. It is 8:56. I went longer than I even wanted to. I guess I just do love to talk, but I love talking about things that are exciting to me. And so this was so exciting to me. So listen, I appreciate each and every one of you. Listen, I want to know over there in the chat. I know some of you are still hanging out with me. I see a few of you on there, and some I'm sure I don't even see. But I just want to know, is there anyone here who actually has been working on your goals, has been creating an outline or a goal, creating a plan, a business plan after all these weeks that we've been talking about different things? Anybody over there actually been working? You may not have it all together. I'm not even asking you that, but have you even put something down on a piece of paper to get yourself moving in your vision and your dreams and bringing them into fruition? Yes, Jasmine. And I know you're going to come up with some more amazing stuff. Listen, this chick right here, I tell you, and I don't mean to call you a chick, but this beautiful lady right here, like I said before, she is amazing, amazing. Do you have any online business information, Jasmine, where people can reach out and find out more about your business? She was doing candles. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. She was doing candles, and I know she started doing some other things with fragrances. And when I tell you, they are awesome. And I have a lot of sinus problems, so I don't do a whole lot of scents and all of that. But her items, I was even able to walk into her home where she had her little shop going, and it did not blast me out. It was just sweet smelling savors, as they say. So if you've got your information, go on and pop it in there. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for joining me. I want to remind you that I still do have a few books. I don't know where they are, but I still have a few books, and I want you to get this book. I want you to get this book. Where is my book? I don't even know where I put the I had the actual book here itself, but let's see. Let's put this up here. Perfectly Flawed, The Diamond Status. It is now available on Amazon, but I have a couple of copies that I want to sign for you, and I want to give you a copy, and I want you to get your personalized copy from me, and then I want you to, get your copy and read it and see there's so much inside of it that is here to encourage you and push you to the next level, even as we are speaking. Like I said, the most beautiful diamonds are born out of chaos and pressure. We all have gone through so much, we all have experienced so much. And, if you had a perfect life, I applaud you. But for me, I did not have a perfect life. I had a life perfectly flawed, and it allowed me to be exactly who God created me to be. And so that is what I love, love, love about this book, that it reminds you of who God created you to be. All right. And so I want you can reach me, you can reach out to me by, DM or whatever. Just inbox me, and just let me know that you're interested in getting a book. You can email me. I think I have my email address up here somewhere. You can email me and let me know that you're interested in a book, or you can even just go to my website, and you can click on the links. You can just find out more about me if you even want to just find out some information about me. I think I have my, all right. I don't know what happened to my website thing, but it's there. It's just gwenfinley.org, no dot in between, gwenfinley.org. And even if you have a business or a ministry and you like to be a guest on my show, if you're an author, if you do some kind of specific business that you'd like to join me, feel free to send me a message, and let's go ahead and get you out here. Now, next week, listen, next week I have an amazing guest coming, and I'll go ahead and share her name. Lady Alicia Cooper out of New York is joining me. Listen, she's an amazing lady. I was trying to think, like, what should I even put about her, because she does so many amazing things. She's a recording artist. She is a New York Fashion Week model. She is a first lady. Did you hear all of those things that went together? The Fashion Week model and the first lady recording artist. She's a talk show host. She just has so many different areas. And so I want you to join me next week as we chat with Lady Alicia Cooper. I will be putting the announcement out. Make sure that you're here with me. She is a ball of fire, and I know she's going to be here, and we're going to have an amazing time. And she's highly anointed on top of all of that. So make sure that you are here with me on next week. Also, next week I will be letting you know more about an upcoming workshop that I'm going to be doing, and I would love to have each of you join me there at that workshop, as well as inviting your friends and family. So next week, I will have all the information and details ready for you. Listen, we're getting ready to do some amazing things, even in my women's ministry. If you have not followed me on my Miss G's Ladies Lounge page, you can go over to Miss G's Ladies Lounge right on Facebook. You can also, I also have my coaching page, which is VIP Coaching and Consulting. You can go over there as well. And I don't have a banner up here, but I have another, I have a women's ministry, which is my first love, which is 4G Ministries, the number four, the letter G Ministries, RVA. And so I would love for you to follow me on that page. Let me see if I can put that in here real quick. Um, I want you to follow me there because 4G Ministries is something that God gave me 16 years ago. 16 years ago, a women's ministry. Can you imagine? And guess what, ladies? Guess what, gentlemen? 4G Ministries is still hanging on 16 years later. We have original members. We have a group of women that are anointed. They are just the greatest women. And guess what? We are celebrating. We didn't get to celebrate year 15, so we're celebrating year 16. And I'm not going to give away all the details, but I'm going to have some information for you real, real soon. So make sure that you connect with all of my pages and just stay connected with me because we've got some great, great happenings getting ready to come to you. All right. Listen, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Meet me back here on next week, next Monday, March, what is it? March the 4th at 8 p.m. with my guest, Lady Alicia Cooper. And we look forward to seeing you and having a great time. All right. Have a great day. Love you.